Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is another episode of Thus Saith the Lord unto me. Therefore, such as I have, give I unto thee. My name is Antonio, and let's go. So, wow, a lot of love, and I appreciate you all. Yeah, I appreciate you all. For so long, I felt like these are just messages in a bottle that I've been just tossing out in the middle of nowhere, and to know that they are being received, I appreciate that. May the Lord be glorified. May His body be edified. Beautiful birds, beautiful flowers. But I want to talk about the birds. Because of the fact of the way it's set up, the way my channel and my messages are set up, it's a conversation, and sometimes I don't really know what I've already said in the conversation. But it was interesting to me that what the Lord was giving me, He was speaking in regards to what I understand when it comes down to the ravens. And I'm not referring to anyone as ravens, so please don't take this in a literal sense that I am in any way attacking any of y'all. I love you, and with the love of Christ, and I honor you all. I am humbled. But let me give what I got, because this is who I am with this personality, and yeah, let it go. Side note, I usually stop by certain places, and I'll go to Denny's or something like that. I order the same thing, and they always give me garlic toast. I don't eat it. I don't eat the garlic toast. I can't do that and be out here on this road like that, because that catches up with you really fast. So what I normally do is I normally feed the birds. I know that sounds really like, dude, your gray hair is catching up to you really, really fast. But I've done that since I was a little boy. My mom used to take us out to the lake, and we would feed the ducks or feed the geese. And this is at the park, and so that was like our day, and we would go out there and we'd go feed the ducks and the geese. And I've done it since I was a little boy. But now I've learned more about ravens, crows. I think they're called corvins. I think that's one of the terms for them. I'm not sure. And they are beautiful, even in all their blackness. And there's always, everybody's always talking about them as being representing the occult, and representing darkness and uncleanness because of what they do, and they eat just about anything, and majority dead things. So that's one thing about it. But let me tell you what I do. Like, I would feed them, and because they have an intellect. Yeah, they're smart birds. They recognize faces. So I can come to certain places and pull up in my truck and just stop, and they'll recognize the truck. I kid you not. They'll fly up there on one of my mirrors and throw their head back, blow all their feathers out, and start singing, because they want me to feed them, of course. And what I do is I'll take a piece of toast or a little piece of bread. One of my favorite one of my favorite meals is a Chinese dish that is hot sauce soup. and they'll give you the noodles or whatever, and there's little dry noodles, so I feed them that too. So I would give it to them through the window, through the crack in the window. I crack the window, and I would stick my hand out there, and they would literally take it out of my hand. And I would do this so much, so consistently, that they started to recognize my face. And the seagulls would be out there too, and I don't know if they have any intelligence whatsoever, but they're out there right alongside, waiting for you to slip up and waiting for them to slip up. But the crows literally come to the truck and will fly down and will land on my hand and take the food out of my hand and fly off. A lot of sanitizer. I'm funny like that, but wash your hands. A lot of sanitizer. They'll scratch you up. But it's interesting to me that, because I always think of the scripture, and it makes me smile. That God sent His servant Elijah to the brook. I want to say it was the brook Besor. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But at that time, this was during the famine, He sent him there to be fed by the ravens. Knowing more about ravens, I understand that they are playful. They have an intellect like a child. They literally will get toys, kind of like thimbles, anything that they see as shiny, and they will hide it, and they will bring it out to play with it. Or if they feel appreciation, they will leave it for you. This is not nothing biblical. This is all just, this is learning about the animals. I mean, I think that has more to do with us coming as a little child, understanding and looking at things from a childlike perspective, to learn the little pieces of the puzzle that we kind of miss in the translations, because we're so grown and we so know this, and we've heard this over and over and over, and it's become common, and we don't realize that there's meat in there. We don't realize that there is a whole understanding in there, just by understanding sheep, or just by understanding the ravens. Not only that, but let me tell you something else special about ravens, if you don't know. Ravens have the ability to speak. Ravens have the same abilities parrots have. Kid you not. Now you're going to look it up. Yeah. So, when He sent the prophet to be fed by the ravens, to feed him, the way He was taking me down this path, he reminded me of Peter seeing the sheep and all the 4-footed beasts and the unclean animals, and He said, "Arise, kill, eat." And Peter was like, no, Lord. Nay, Lord, I've never done that. I have never eaten anything unclean, and I'm paraphrasing. And He said, "Call not unclean that which I have called clean." Now when you see the man of God going to be fed by these ravens, you get a different understanding. Because in that moment, and this is where He led me with that, in that moment, He took me over to Rahab the harlot. And He explained there was an echo. There was an echo. Listen. See if you can see the echo. See if you can hear the echo. Imagine her to be the raven. Imagine her to be the unclean thing. Because she, in a sense, which is funny because he just took me somewhere else just now. The woman that had the daughter who was grievously vexed by a devil, and Jesus said, "I have not come to give." I always mess that scripture up. I have not come to give the children's bread unto dogs. But she was winking at him because she understood the prophecy. She understood what it was that he was sent to more than just the lost sheep. Because he was the bread that was in the manger. He was the grain that was in the manger. A manger is a food trough, if you ain't figured that out, for animals. He was the bread in the manger, the grain in the manger for the animals. So even the dogs eat of the crumbs that falls from the master's table. The prophecy that came before his birth was by a man who said that he waited for God to reveal the birth of Jesus before he actually left the earth. I can't remember his name, and I think that this will be another moment where I'll cite it in the comments so you know what I'm talking about. But jumping back again, here's Rahab assisting the spies. Game recognized game. She was assisting the spies, but she was a spy. Game recognized game. She was a spy. Because again, don't call what I have called clean unclean. And in that moment, see, the echo is that the spies were sent to her. And she covered them. And she led them out. And there was a covenant by the scarlet cord. Now I know this is a little bit meaty, so you have to do a little bit of study. This is a little bit meaty. But in that covenant, God honored that covenant. God honored that blood covenant. Scarlet cord, he honored that blood covenant. And she's in alignment with the lineage of Jesus Christ. That's his grandmama. That's his grandmammy. Which was amazing to me. But going back over here to these ravens, I just find that a lot of us are in places, or hidden places. I've been hidden for so long, and he that dwelleth in the secret place. That's why you're hidden, because you're under the shadow of the Almighty. You're under his wing, protected, covered, and somewhat of a spy. That's really all I had. It was just what he was given to me in that moment. It was the echo of the spy versus the spy. It was the spy seeing the spy. I was bringing the two meeting each other. Yeah, I give y'all something else because this is how I'm wired. It was salvation coming to our house. That was Joshua. Joshua means the Lord is my salvation. That was salvation coming to our house. I don't know. That's it, that's all. That's it, that's all. I mean, it was short. 14 minutes. I did good today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed. I may come back on here if the Lord give me anything else in my spirit. There's one thing that's on my mind. And, It is in the sowing and the reaping. As a man soweth, so shall he also reap. Both good and bad. That is the law of reciprocation. That is the law of nature. It's not the law of heaven. It's the law of nature. That give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Shall men give unto your bosom? Shall men give unto your bosom? But it's what you give. That could be either good or bad. So that was really it. That I'm assuming that is for someone. I sow in secret. I think the scripture says, "Let not the left hand know what the right hand do." I try to honor that. I'm saying it paraphrasing because I'm not sure. I always mix that up. I don't know if it's the right hand versus the left or which one. But the other one don't know what the other one is doing. So I like to keep it that way. So that's how I move. So if I hit you with a little change, that's between. That's not to be boastful. You know, it's just God bless you. You know. Thank you for whoever. Thank you for your service. Salute you, in a sense, you know, because we are all workmen, you know, in the vineyard. But anyway, that's it. That's all. I keep trying to cut this off. But it's almost like there's a pull, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about that because it don't fully make sense yet. It don't fully make sense. I was in a little situation, a little altercation, I say, and I guess I'm gonna explain this as fast as I can. I was at a location for a delivery and or pickup, and in the process of that, you know, you go through the checkpoints, you go through security, and then they send you to go pick up this trailer XYZ. All right, so I do that as normal. I've been to this location several 100,000 times. It's nothing new. And I go around to go pick up my trailer. Well, due to the fact that at the time they were having a shift change at this particular facility, everything shuts down. Okay. But for the first time, I've never seen a stop sign in this location. It actually had a guard sign. A guard stop sign that looked like it's you know, automated. So I know that they were getting ready for the change, but the change had not happened yet. So I call myself going to get out of my vehicle and go, well, out of my truck and go ask questions, see if I can, you know, go around like the yard guys do and avoid, you know, hurry up and get what I came to get and get out, because there's no people moving. There's nothing moving. So it's like an empty park. You know, it's like a whole empty parking lot. Nothing there. No one there. So I go to the security building, and the guy is really abrasive, and he says, "Get in your truck." Excuse me. Hi, I'm trying to get some information. We're doing shift change. Get in your truck. Okay, you hurt my feelings, man. All right, cool. Said it just like that. Went and got in the truck. And I sat there. Another guy pulls up behind me, and he's looking like, what is this? I ain't never seen this before. And he was going to go around because he sees another guy that goes through the entrance way, or the exit way. No, it was the entrance way. So he's about to get out of the lane, go another lane. And he looks at me, and then he looks at the security, and the security said, you know, he yells at it again, aggressively, "Stay in your truck, don't move." And he's really flexing. All right, so the guy stops. I get out of my truck and I explain to the guy, well, I tried to talk to security. He's like, you know, and told him what it was. Repeated the same thing, like a parrot. I felt like a parrot in a sense. I repeated the same thing, and, you know, he was laughing, and we got a little joke out of it. And the guy behind him is looking like, what y'all joking about? So I didn't relay the message to him. I just got back in my truck. Now that guy gets out, and he stands over there with the other guy I just talked to. So he's standing outside his truck, and he's talking to him and stuff. And then the security guy comes out of his little booth. He comes out, around, walks all the way down the little walkway. Still, mind you, no people. There's no people. So this little deal could have happened a long time ago. But this thing about getting in your truck is a completely new deal. This isn't part of what is normal. So he goes out and he's yelling again. Now this time I can't tell who he's yelling at, because I think he's yelling at me because I'm the first truck in line. And I'm looking at him making all these signs with his hands and stuff. So I get out of my truck, walk over there to him. He says, "Get back in your truck." I'm a grown man. I don't like no man talking to me crazy, okay? But guess what? I'm not trying to lose my contract. Or lose the contract for the company that's under the contract. I guess that's the way to say it. So I'm like, okay, hey, I was just trying to get an understanding. You were yelling and you're making motions. No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him. And he's talking to the dude. Now, this dude, he looks like a hothead. He's a little young guy. Reminds me of the part that I was talking about in the video last night about the view of a black man in society today is always aggressive and over-aggressive. So we kind of get a bad take. It's almost like you're provoking the lion to see what he's going to do, to see what's in there. And it's a lion. It's still a whole lion up in there, you know. So anyway, this guy is like, he looking like, first off, you ain't talking to me. So second, I don't know who you are. And the security walks out, but he was very professional, and I have to applaud the young man. And he was like, "Well, sir, I'm sorry." He said, "Get in your truck." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I just got some questions because this is my first time here, and I was trying to get an understanding of what's going on." All right, well, get in your truck. He's like, "Okay, but you don't have to keep telling me to get in my truck. I got that part. All I'm trying to do now is, if I have my vest on, can I come down to the guard, we call it a guard shack. It's a building, the guard building, and get more information about where I need to go to pick up this trip." And he said, "You can get in your truck." At that time, I had already walked out because I knew it was about to be something. So I asked the security guard, I was trying to be in my own lane, trying to mind my own business, because that's what I do. I stay in my lane. It's my lane, and I mind my own business. I'm not trying to, I don't know who he drive for, but I'm not trying to mess up what I got going on, so here I am. All right, so I asked the guy, can I talk to your supervisor? Is that possible? Yeah, because, I've been here 1,001 times. I've never experienced this, so yeah. He said, "You can get in your truck," and then while you get in your truck, he keeps saying the same thing, just like a broken record. He keeps saying it over and over and over again. It was annoying, just like it's probably annoying to hear it from me over and over and over. He walks in, I'm like, okay, well, I can walk to the guard, I can walk to the building so your supervisor don't have to come out. No, I'll have them come to you. Yeah, all right, cool, bet. No problem. Later on, 2 people come out of this guard area. One of which it doesn't really matter. It's big, it doesn't really matter. It's just 2 people. 2 people come out. Why not? I don't care. One was a tall black man, taller than me. I'm 6'2". He was taller than me. Older than me. He had that whole braid thing going on that I'm just not really ready for. And a younger white woman. And they come out to my truck, and of course I'm being, I code switch. I don't really care. Forget y'all. I code switch. So we in the whole professional situation. This is not going to be that. It's a good afternoon. How are you today? This is what's going on. And, the young man came out aggressively to explain that we need to be in our trucks, not understanding that there is no people. There is nothing going on. There's no movement. We don't know what this is about. There's no signs that says that there is a shift change. This has all been word of mouth, and if I wouldn't have walked up to find that out, I wouldn't have known. So we're watching trucks go in and out of the wrong way, and they are yard trucks. So we're under the impression, are we supposed to go that way too? So they explained the situation. I let them know what was going on. I let them know what was going on with the young guy, and I even explained how rude and aggressive and abrasive the young man was that came out to tell us to get in our truck. Get in your truck, get in your truck, get in your truck. The young man even asked, if I had a vest on, can I ask you questions? And he blatantly said, get in your truck. Spoke to him as if he was, slow. She said that was unacceptable. She went off. She was upset. The other gentleman was upset as well. And come to find out that, I asked them where they supervisors. They said, no. We're regional managers of the facility. So they're the supervisor of the GMs of, the GM supervisor. So they were the big people. And I apologize because I told them I could have went to you, and I apologize because it's hot outside. It's hot where I'm at. It's, almost a whole bill. Yeah. So yeah, that was worked out. The guy pulls up to me. The little angry guy that was behind was not the little angry guy, but the guy that was the little young guy that was really professional that was upset because the guy kept talking to him like he's his kid, like he was talking to me like I'm your child and I got all this gray in my face. And he was like, I explained to him more than likely that guy, he may not make it by the end of the day, with his job intact. Because that was, of course, unprofessional and very uncalled for him to speak to us in that manner, and it's going to be dealt with. What did I explain all that for? I don't really know. This is where I'm being fed as you're being fed. I would assume this is more or less that the intervention that came forth by speaking to the higher up. The intervention that came forth because somebody with the authority had to come out and intervene for those who didn't. And even then, I being a bystander was still involved in it, regardless of whether or not I wanted to be or not. So I guess the question is, am I my brother's keeper? And I think the answer is yes, I am. You know what? That sounded like I scripted that, right? Like I just planned that all out. No, I didn't. Not even a little bit. And y'all know that I don't have any notes, so as you can see, I am rolling. This is me getting it in. So with 28 minutes on the time, I bid you adieu. Y'all have a wonderful day. Be blessed. If it's hot where you at, hydrate. And until next time.